Though you fulfilled the Hyrulean prophecy of the legendary hero and destroyed the evil tyrant Ganon, the land of Hyrule enjoyed only a precarious peace. Who knows what threats may arise from Ganon's ashes, the restless people murmured as they knitted their brows and shook their heads. Ever vigilant, you decided to journey away from Hyrule on a quest for enlightenment in search of wisdom that would make you better able to withstand the threat to your homeland. Months of difficult travel passed. After a long and fruitful voyage, you breathed deeply the sea spray from the deck of the ship that carried you home to Hyrule. But your homecoming was not to be. Suddenly, a squall struck your ship, and though you valiantly fought the waves, a lightning bolt reduced your ship to splinters. Your world faded to black as you sank into the darkness of the storm-tossed sea with the remains of your craft. But in the cold darkness of the deep, you hear a comforting voice that reminded you of home. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome to my new Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the Game Boy. Believe I've it to be the best handheld Zelda game. I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but it's pretty high up there for me. And what a lot of people who haven't played the game wouldn't know from just looking at it is, this game heavily influenced Ocarina of Time. Yeah, not just Link to the Past did that, and I think that as we play it more, that'll become more readily apparent. But as for my experience with this game, I grew up around it. A lot of kids I knew had it, I was not one of them. And I never did get to own this game as a child, and I actually didn't even know it was a Zelda game until I was much older because I just got to play friends' copies without even really getting to get a good look at the cartridge. But I don't want to dawdle on the title screen too much with my stories or whatever, so let's just hop into the game and get our adventure started. What a relief, I thought you'd never wake up. You were tossing and turning. What, Zelda? No, my name's Marin. You must still be feeling a little woozy. You are on Koholint Island. And she tells us that if we follow the lane to the south, we will go to the beach where we washed ashore. And also to watch out for some monsters. So that sounds like a good idea. Even though it sounds dangerous, it sounds like an adventure. Let's check it out. But before we go, let's talk to you. You look like Mario. You stick out like a sore thumb. Well, Link, you finally snapped out of it. Name's Terran. Hope you're feeling better. What? How did I know your name? You think it's weird, eh? Well, I saw it on the back of this shield. And with that, we have our first major item. Of course, items are a big part of the Zelda series. I shouldn't need to explain this. We now have the ability to defend ourselves and repel enemy attacks with the B button. So, how about we go ahead and follow that path? So, Koholint Island, an area that we have yet to see. Oh my god, a chain chomp! Okay, well, Koholint Island's filled with many strange, mysterious, out-of-place creatures, and this just happens to be one of them, a chain chomp. We'll go ahead and check out that house later to see what somebody's doing with a chain chomp, but I think for the time being, it's more important that we try to go down to that shore to see what else we can find. But, let's see what you got. Hey man, when you want to save, just push all the buttons at once. Why? Now, I like this right here. Don't ask me what that means, because I'm just a kid. I love that. And then we talk to him, and he says that after you save, you will start at the last door you went through. I'm not really sure why that is, because I'm just a kid. I love that humor. I don't know why they thought saving with all the buttons at once was a good idea, because it's a soft reset in any other game, but hey. Before we go on, though, what I think would be important to show is this house. This house is filled with all kinds of tutorials, so if you want to get familiarized with the controls or whatever, you can read these books, you know, simple stuff. But what I'd like to show is this book right here. Many people are intimidated from getting into classic Zelda games because you don't have a proper map, you know, it feels like you need a guide to finish the game. And I can understand that turning a lot of people off. Not so with Link's Awakening. If you want to get into the classic Zelda games, this is a fantastic starting point because just going to this house, you have an actually good map that is fully complete, you can look at any time. And if you're told to go anywhere, check this out. How about we click on the square that we started in? Marin and Terran's house when you press A on it. Yeah. So, this is very helpful. Should you ever not know where something is, just come here and check out this map. Additionally, you have your own map, which is filled in as you go to different areas. So, yeah, Koholint Island is not an area you should be getting lost in. And on top of that, we can see right here the Taranbo shores are just to the south, so let's head there. So, this isn't a place where you'll get lost too often. It's a nice, simple, fun area. Now, right here we have our first enemy, an Octorok. As you see right there, I took damage. I didn't actually do a good job putting up my shield. I just wanted to show that You can deflect enemy projectiles with your shield as long as they're, you know, a solid object like a rock. Simple as that. We can't really hurt them or do any damage yet because we don't really have the ability to. All we can do is defend ourselves. We can bump enemies away. These are levers, classic Zelda enemies. You know, familiar faces here, or rather lack thereof faces. Right here we have an urchin, not a Gordo, but an urchin. I know, it looks just like Gordo from Kirby. With the shield, we can push him around without taking damage. So, taking what we learned, and check it out. It's our sword made of glass. Let's grab it! Tutorial. Hoot hoot! So you are the lad who owns the sword. Now I understand why the monsters are starting to act so violently. A courageous lad has come to wake the windfish. It is said that you cannot leave the island unless you wake the windfish. You should now go north to the mysterious forest. I will wait for you there. Hoot! Alright, so we've been given our next objective. We now are given a place to go. We need to head to the north, but first, let's grab our sword made of glass! You found your sword, it must be yours because it has your name engraved on it. Remember, kids, put your name on stuff and say that it's yours to annoy your little sister. Or former best friend. You got a sword, you got a thing, yes you did, you got a thing, you got a thing, hey buddy, didn't see you there. Okay, so with this, we now have the classic Zelda theme backing us up. I feel ready to start on our adventure. Let's go ahead and move around a bit. We now have the ability to defeat enemies, as you see, obviously. They drop hearts, which obviously give you health. I shouldn't need to explain that. Second time I've said that this video. I hope that's not going to become the new sheer fact. New thing that I say all the time, I should say. You can cut down grass. You know, everything you can do in other Zelda games you can do. Only thing that's worth explaining is that rupees are almost always blue in this game. Because you had to remember, this was the early days of money. They didn't have the newfangled some coins being bronze and your pennies compared to your nickels and all that. They didn't have that back then. These were the old days. So, just thought I'd bring that up, though, so there's not, like, any color classes of rupees like there typically are these days. That's really the only thing to bring up. And hey, what do you know? Guardian Acorn. This is a new mechanic in Link's Awakening. As you see right there, we take half as much damage. If we were only going to take a half-hearted damage, then we take no damage from an attack. For a while, this will stay in effect, and it's just kind of a consumable item that will stay with us for a little while. There's other items like it. We'll get into those when we get into them. But I just thought that it was good to bring that up, because that came up right away, and it was kind of cool that it came up at a time that was good to explain it. But of course we can cut down grass now, so how about we go over here and we jump off this cliff, and oh my god, we fell down a well! Our name is Timmy. Okay, not really. But if you fall down the well, you get yourself a piece of heart. Collecting 4 of these will get you another heart for your health meter. So if you want to increase your health, this is a way you can do it. Pretty obvious. So we got ourselves a piece of heart, and we could go to the north to the mysterious forest, but I think I'd like to meet everyone in town first, because we're in a new location. Koholint Island's a place we've never been to. I'd like to meet the townspeople and kind of see what there is to do in town first. Maybe stock up on supplies for the road ahead. Let's see what we got here. So we have a woman here who owns a chain chomp, Bow Wow, who is proud of his fine fur coat. This chain chomp is more what I'd expect a chain chomp to talk like. I don't know about you guys, but that's just what I think. And right over here we have a doghouse, and this is one of my favorite lines. Makeup, jewels, dresses, I want it all. And some new accessories would be nice. So, I never knew chain chomps had so much personality. I'm like, would you stop trying to tackle me? You can hit him with your sword, but it doesn't do anything, it just plinks off. If you hit this guy with your sword right over here, yeah, he lunges at you and attacks you. Don't mess with the fox. What do you have to say? Hello! I'm fine, and you? My kind of granny. She's loud, and then she's polite. What do you have to say? How to say? Please call outside. So, it looks like old man Elrira is a shy person. Shy guy in person. Shy person in guy. Yeah, shy guy in person. And what do you know? He wants us to call him, and we got a phone booth right here. Let's go ahead and check it out. Wait a second. A phone? Modern technology in my Zelda? Yeah, all this does is just show how stupid that argument was that Spirit Tracks automatically sucks all because it has a train in it. Zelda's always had random out-of-place technology. On with the video. So, Elrira's telling us that if we're ever lost on the island, we can go ahead and call him from any phone booth that we find. So, we have that map, plus we have a hint system in place right here. So, there's no excuse for getting lost. This is a much more simple 2D Zelda game, and like I said, a fantastic starting point. But what I think is also fantastic is this line. Link, check the chest. Wow, this is a nice chest. Link? That's not Marin. Okay, no, I shouldn't say that. But anyway, let's head on over here. So he's saying that you can press select to look at the island map. We've already seen this before. I shouldn't really have to talk to everybody. I don't kind of wanted to talk to him. I guess I just forgot that he said something really obvious. But let's go in here. We got the trendy game. For 10 rubies, we can play. Cut. I don't know what you're talking about. I definitely had enough money, so let's play the game right here. So we have a crane game right here that's pretty simple, and it's all in the timing. You have items that are moving along the conveyor belt. You have a pointless shield because we already have one. You have a heart, which I don't know why you'd want to pay 10 rupees for one of those, but you can find it in the dirt for free, or dirt bush. That bag is something we'll get into later. The golden rupees will give you 30. But if you're having trouble with this, please note that this game is on the 3DS eShop, which makes it really, really easy to play if you've never played it before. And if you're having trouble, you can always use restore points to make things a bit easier on yourself. It's kind of cheating, though, but you can do it. I just thought I'd kind of mention it should you want to get that stuff. We'll go over what's in that bag a bit later. I don't really want to bring that up right now. But speaking of the 3DS version, that is the version of the game that I am playing. I'm sure some of you won't believe me, but with that, we have a Yoshi doll right here. He seems to be showing up in a lot of mini-games. That actually is kind of true. He's kind of making a bit of a comeback lately after this game got re-released. He's been showing up in mini-games lately. But like I was saying, 3DS version. Don't believe me? Now that we got that out of the way, now let's just not ever have to do that again, okay? So we gotta field the grass up here, nothing special, until we cut down that particular bush and we find a secret seashell. If we collect a lot of these, something good is bound to happen. So I read that text with my telepathy. But in all seriousness, this is a new type of collectible that we have not seen in the Zelda series before, and it says something good's bound to happen if we collect a lot of them. So I don't see any reason not to collect them. We'll keep an eye out for them. Up here, we have a shop, standard stuff. There is something about the shop that I'd like to show later, but for the time being, there's really nothing worth picking up here. This level 1 shield is the exact same shield we have. So once again, a redundant shield. You don't have any reason to pick it up. So, how about we head up here, and wow, this looks pretty heavy! You won't be able to lift it with just your bare hands! Get used to being interrupted by that when you just so much as brush up a rock in this adventure. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. We got one last house here to check out. Let's go ahead and see who's here. We've got Papal. He says that he will be lost in the hills later, so keep an eye out. Okay. Will do whenever we go into the hills. Let's see if he is lost there. But let's talk to this lady. She wants that doll for her baby that we just collected, so we'll give her the Yoshi doll. And in return, she's going to give us this bow. This is a new mechanic in Link's Awakening. You can kind of just trade items up. You start with that Yoshi doll, and you can kind of trade up for better stuff. So it says that maybe you can trade this ribbon for something else. It's kind of like the red paperclip thing, if any of you guys have ever heard about that. Oh my god, pottery must destroy... Wow, this looks pretty heavy. You won't be able to lift it with just your bare hands. Get used to that. Yeah, you can't destroy it with your sword. But, yeah. This is actually required, so if you were thinking about brushing off that Yoshi doll in that crane game, no, you actually do need to do that. So, up until a point, this trading is required. But, with that, we've gone to all the houses and met all the townspeople. There's just one square of town that we have yet to explore. The one south of us. So let's check it out. Town square of sorts, and check it out. Marin's here, too. Let's talk to her. Hi, Taryn went to the forest to look for toadstools, but I'd rather sing. Listen to this. It's called Ballad of the Windfish.